I know you're gonna dig this.
Go to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tagging out. And second and two, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Go to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tagging out. And
All right. Hey, happy Monday. I got 12 more days left in school, guys. I'm done with school until August. Last week in August. Can't wait. Having a lot of fun. Gonna have a lot of fun this summer. Gonna do a lot of stuff. Anyway, guys. Oh man. What a weekend. What a week. From last week to this week, my Boston Celtics is 0-3. Who would have ever thunk it? I don't know. It wasn't me. I would not have thunk this. And it's so weird. Now I'm hearing, one of my co-hosts telling me that Jaylen Brown wants to go to Houston and all this craziness and all that crazy that. And now I'm going to say this to you guys. Jaylen Brown's my dude. He is my dude. But if they get back a nice package, I'll see you when I see you. Only time I'm going to see you is 2 times a year. That's all I'm saying. Look, we built to win championships, and we don't look too good right now. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So we're waiting on Dana to get on here. Dana told us he got a Black History moment. We're just waiting for him to come on. We got my man Mo. Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. He got the Pittsburgh Steelers in the background and the New York Yankee shirt on. Tell me, ain't that some mess? When do gray and blue match black and gold? I mean black and yellow, because they ain't gold. That's yellow. That's just yellow. That's that stinky yellow. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of our show. This is my 5th season and my 157th episode. I started counting a while ago. It's probably more than that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Who's counting? I'm not counting. I'm just having fun talking sports with a bunch of guys. But anyway, let's get with it right now. Let's talk some MLB. June is almost here. They kind of say that's the dog days of baseball, but I think July is probably the dog days of baseball, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get with it right now. So in the major leagues, well, let's see. You got Boston and the White Sox playing today. You got Texas playing Pittsburgh, Arizona at Philly, St. Louis at Cincinnati, Toronto at Tampa, LA at Atlanta. That's Dana's club. Yeah, we about to get it in with Dana's club. Detroit at Kansas City, Houston, Milwaukee, San Francisco at Minnesota, Miami at Colorado, Boston at LA Angels, Oakland A's, who only got 10 wins, go up against Seattle Mariners, who's 22-24, which is probably the most disappointing team right now in the major leagues, in my opinion, but they could be trying to make a move somewhere down the line here. All right, so let's get started. In the American League, you got the Tampa Bay Rays with 34-14, 21-4. They probably got the best record at home. 13-10 on the road. That 13-10 on the road is not too good. It's not too good. 13-10. They got to get that better. but they're 124 points difference. They lost one. They're 5-5 in the last 10. The Baltimore Orioles are still sitting there at second at 31-16, 2.5 games out of first place. They won 3 in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10. And look at my man's Yankees. Oh, shucky ducky. They got a winning record. They're 29-20, 5.5 games out of first place. Plus 31 differential, 1-4 in a row, 8-2 in the last 10. They might be the hottest team right now. No, they're not even the hottest team right now. I just saw somebody else that's hotter than them. In the Central Division, we got the Minnesota Twins, who's 25-22, 14-8 at home, 11-14 on the road, differential of 43. Lost 1, 5-5 the last 10. Everybody else in that division is minus 51, 34, 54, 71. Just don't make any sense. Kansas City Royals. Just think about it. They're a couple years removed from winning the World Series, if I'm not mistaken. At the West, you got the Texas Rangers, who 29-17, 16-8 at home, 13-9 on the road. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. A plus 108 in differential. 1-3 in a row, 7-3 in the last 10. Houston Astros got the boy Altuve back. They're 27-19, 2 games out of first place, 14-11 at home, 13-8 on the road. They are plus 38, 1-7 in a row, 9-1 on the last 10. They're the hottest team in the majors right now. That's what it looked like. Angels is right there, 25-23. They're in third place, but it is what it is. Out west, you got the Atlanta Braves, who probably have the best record in the National League right now at 29-17, 12-10 at home, 17-7 on the road. That's nice, 17-7 on the road. Plus 63, won 1 game, 4-6 in the last 10. The New York Mets are 25-23, 5 games out of first place, 12-9 on the road, 12-9 at home, 13-14 on the road, a minus 14, 1-5 in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10. The Philadelphia Phillies, who represented the National League last year in the World Series, are 22-24, 7 games out of first place, 13-8 at home, 9-16 on the road, ladies and gentlemen. 9-16 on the road. They are negative 28, 1-2 in a row, 5-5 the last 10. In the Central Division, you got the Milwaukee Brewers, who's 25-21, 13-8 at home, 12-13 away from home, a minus 2, 1 game, 5-5 last 10. And we're going to go in a little more detail about the division because this looks kind of freaky-ish right here. This looks kind of freakiest. You got the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 24-22. They came back down to earth. They're 1 game out of first place. They're 11-11 at home, 13-11 on the road, plus 17, lost 2 in a row, 3-7 in the last 10. St. Louis Cardinals, who 21-27, 5 games out of first place, 11-15 at home, 10-12 on the road, plus 18, won 2 games in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10. Chicago Cubs are 20-26. The team that everybody thought was supposed to be in the mix of this thing right now. Them and the Mets were supposed to be in the mix. Cubs are 20-26, 5 games out of first place, 11-11 at home, 9-15 on the road, a plus 21, lost 2 in a row, 3-7 in the last 10. Cincinnati Reds are 19-27. 6 games out of first place, 12-12 at home, 7-15 on the road, a minus 43, lost 4 in a row, they're 4-6 in the last 10. So in that whole division, ladies and gentlemen, the team that's in first and the team that's in last are negative in runs differential. You got the Milwaukee Brewers, who are minus 2, and you got Cincinnati Reds, who are minus 43. The Pirates, the Cardinals, the Cubs are 17, plus 17, plus 18, plus 21. I don't think the way this is going that Milwaukee can hold on to that conference. I don't know. I'm just saying. Here come the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? They're 8-2. The Pirates still playing good baseball. Cubs supposed to be in it. You know what I'm saying? They even supposed to be in it to win it. Out west, you got the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are 29-19, 17-7 at home, 12-12 on the road. Got to get it better, but they got some issues going on with the pitching, but they're plus 48. Lost 2 in a row, they're 64 in the last 10. Arizona Diamondbacks are 27-20, 1.5 games behind them, 14-10 at home, 13-10 on the road, plus 12, 1-2 in a row, they're 7-3 in the last 10. The Giants are 22-24, 6 games out of first place, 15-11 at home, 7-13 on the road, a minus 18, 1 game, 64 in the last 10. The San Diego Padres, who said the Dodgers we ain't got to worry about the Dodgers. Dodgers got to be worried about us. But last time they played the Dodgers took 3 out of 4, and then they swept them. Sweep. But the Padres are 21-26, 7.5 games out of first place, 12-15 at home, 9-11 on the road, -8, 1-1 game, 2-8 in the last 10. The Colorado Rockies 19-28, 9.5 games out of first place, 10-12 at home, 9-16 on the road, a -46, lost 3 in a row, 4-6 in the last 10. Mo, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Now you know that Canada's trying to get another baseball team up there, right? So you got the Toronto Blue Jays, who are 25-22, but they're in last place, but they got a winning record. Okay. I don't see Kansas City going over there. We already see that Oakland is moving
to Vegas.
The Washington Nationals ain't gonna move. The baseball gods won't let Cincinnati move. Colorado Rockies. What you think? You think they could move?
Nope. I think it's an easier team.
You think Tampa Bay is an easier team?
Mm-hmm. They never draw, and they're a great team.
I don't know, man.
There's another team too, though.
Who?
You keep talking about them. Every time the G on there, what's it called? It's talking about you don't know what they are.
Who, Seattle?
No. Cleveland Guardians.
They ain't going.
They ain't. You know what they used to be called.
I'm gonna say this. In all the time that I've been watching sports, I've never seen the city lose 2 teams to move somewhere else. They had 2 teams, and and you had one to move, and now you got another one that's about to move. Sound like we got Dana on the line. Is that Dana?
Yes, sir.
All right, good to hear from you, Dana. Good to hear from you. We're just going over some baseball stuff. You know, the Atlanta Braves play the Dodgers coming up right here. We got I don't know how many games it is. I think it might be. I think we in Atlanta for 3 or 4 games. Let me see what we got here.
Braves.
They got one. They got one game on here. That's not right, is it? We ain't going there to play just one game. It can be. Oh, so we got 3 games. We got 3 games in Atlanta, Dana. So Dana, what's the bet on the 3 games? What can we bet? Who takes the best 2 out of 3?
Oh.
If my Dodgers win, you got to put the Dodgers in profile picture. If my Dodgers lose, I'll put the Atlanta Braves as my profile picture, but I have to do it after Monday. Is that cool?
Of course. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my friend Shantae. Your Celtics played good for a minute for regular season. I just want to give you a shout out. Jason Tatum let you down, baby. I'm sorry.
You gotta start. You starting already, huh?
No. I told her to call and you would do the show. I was gonna give her a shot. If you don't believe that we have the show.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you her name and stuff in inbox when we have the show.
Okay. So we real live and in color. I don't know what else to say to her. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say.
Like I told her, can I say this? The NBA changed this much. They know. I'm sorry. I'm speaking for the truth. I'm doing my Tupac moment. Speak truly. They knew they would have had better ratings for the Lakers the Celtics playing for the 18. They spent the 18. But they want to get a team that was in the bubble. It's almost like a participation championship.
What you saying? Vince McMahon came in.
Vince McMahon came in the bubble because they were missing players. And then the Lakers beat the Heat in the championship in the bubble. We would have had a best game than we were in the bubble. Everybody just tried.
Okay.
But when you do dirt, that's what happens to yourself.
Huh?
Y'all would have kept in Joker. You would have had a problem.
You ain't the only person that believes that.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
I totally agree.
You ain't the only person that believes that.
You would have a problem. You got the little league coach trying to coach the ex-coach at Back Island. And sit down somewhere.
You mean Cavs coach of the year, right?
Cavs coach of the year, right?
He should have been. He should have been coach of the year. I want him to be coach of the year. I don't care what nobody say. Joe.
He should have been coach of the year.
Yeah.
Man, please.
Dana, he got.
Tell him again, Dana.
Tell him again, Dana.
Dana.
Mike Brown.
Stop it. Stop. Dana, stop.
Okay, Darvin
First
Ham
of all,
is a little bit.
Darvin Ham. What did that? Okay, Dana. Let me ask you a question. What did Darvin Ham do? Did he make the trades? We talked about this before. Did he make the trades? Okay, so give Pelinka the executive of the year. You give Pelinka the executive of the year because the moves he made put the Lakers where they're at right now. I'll give you that. But I can't give you Coach Ham as coach of the year. I'm sorry. Because the thing about it is that if he was a good coach, he could have coached, he could have coached who they had without making all those trades. If you're a good coach. Okay. Okay.
I'm saying like this. Like,
huh?
Like my sister said. Pat Riley put the Heat together. But the dude is coaching. His spokesman is coaching.
Yeah, he's a veteran. He's a veteran coach. But what I'm saying to you, I get what you're saying, but you're going in different, branching out different areas right now as with the conversation. Let's stay with the coaches for right now. My reason for Joe being the coach of the year is because he took a team, all right, that lost their coach in the 11th hour, lost the assistant coach. Well, let's go back. Lost the assistant head coach in the 10th hour, who took another assistant coach with him at the 10th hour and a half to Utah. Okay. Then in the 11th hour, they lost the head coach, right? So they had to make Joe the head coach. So in the process of him making him the head coach, then you allow Stoudemire to leave and coach in college. So in all actuality, for him to be the head coach of a basketball team, any basketball team, and he was assistant to the assistant, to me, he did a hell of a job. That's why I look at it.
That's not why.
Okay, how's he doing now?
Yeah.
But we're not talking about right. We're not talking about right now. But
you were the one that said it. You were the one last week. That it should be a full year award.
So, but I still agree with that. But what I'm saying to you is that the difficulty for what he had to do it's like you sitting on you like it's like it to me it compares to when Perkins got hurt in Game 6 against the Lakers in the finals. Okay. They put Rasheed Wallace in there who got a bad back that know he can only play for so many minutes. All right. So now he got to play the whole game
I didn't want to play our team.
And then he has to play the whole game, knowing that he got a bad back, knowing that he's only good for so many minutes. So you're only gonna get but so much out of him. At some point in time, he's gonna run out of gas. Okay, and that's what Boston did. They've run their course with the coach, because again, Philly gonna mess up anyway. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you look at the Atlanta series, there's a game here or there that Boston could have lost, and it might have been different. But he turned on a light, and they got through it, because a lot of it, I think they got through it with just talent. Okay, Boston's probably the more talented team than Miami is. All right, but what I've been saying all year with you guys is this right here: Boston doesn't have any dogs. They don't have nobody that want to get down and dirty. Marcus Smart might act like it, but he plays like it sometimes, but he's not that way all the time. Okay, he's not that dog. Okay, and again, like I said to Mo before, in order for Boston to win a title, they got to go through some painful times. Losing last year in the NBA Finals wasn't that bad of an issue for them, because they weren't supposed to be there. Then we come back out and we hear that Jason Tatum had a messed up wrist. Okay, that's fine. And then okay, we get you on that. We understand that, all that, right? We understand all of that. So, and then you go fast forward and you lose your coach. Then you lose your assistant coach to that guy, and then the assistant coach takes the other coach with him, and then you left with Joe, and Joe has Stoudemire there, and Stoudemire leaves and goes to college. So the knowledge of the game has went away from him, because he's not that experienced as a head coach. Do he get blamed for a lot of the stuff? Yes, he do. Does he adjust does he adjust how to play the game? He did for me. He did against Philly. When Philly would go zone, you had Marcus Smart popping at the foul line. He popped the foul line. He'll shoot the tweener, or he'll pass it out to somebody open for the three. I don't know why they didn't go back to that, but they didn't. But again, this is where coaching becomes a factor, because if you think if Mo can contest to this, Dana, whenever Boston's in the playoffs and their point guard is scoring more points than anybody else, Boston never wins. Because what they basically done is they eliminated everybody else that can score, and they allowed the point guard to get the score. If you think about the last time when Rondo played, Rondo scored 31 points and we lost by 7 points, because they stopped everybody else, which Boston used to do before. Boston would say, okay, we're going to let him do all his scoring, we're going to stop everybody else. They went away for that. You know what I'm saying? So all those things, to me, all those things factor in why they are where they are right now. Now, you got people wanted this guy to get fired. Mo just told me that that Jaylen Brown doesn't like him. Jaylen Brown doesn't like him as a coach now. But I said to Mo, I said, the coach didn't go 0-7. He didn't go 0 for 7 yesterday. I'm just saying, you know, everybody and Marcus Smart kind of said it. He said, we're all going through growing pains together. He's learning as we are learning. Now, there's rumors that they may bring Doc into Boston to help out as an advisor or something that matter as to help with coaching. Okay, because let's keep it real. If you only coach I know, maybe I can't remember a head coach that's been a rookie that won an NBA title. And I think the closest you might come to might be Eric Spoelstra from Miami. I think he might have been in his third year.
Jones won it as a rookie coach.
Yeah, he did. But look who he had. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look who he had. Only thing I do is throw the ball out there. Basketball IQ was off the chain. You know what I'm saying? So that was my hoop. That's my spiel on why I think that Joe should have got coach of the year. Not because of what he's doing right now, because he's definitely getting out coached. He's getting the team's getting out hustled, you know, the whole 9 yards. am I proud of Boston? Yeah, I am proud of them. But I'm gonna say this too. I think with Gallinari being hurt, that was a big that's points they missing. Just think about this, Dana and Mo. If Gallinari he gets his average, which is 14 points a game, and everybody that's playing right now get their average points a game, and you don't look at White as a start. White, you got 3 dudes come off the bench, can give you over 30 points. How easy does it make that? How easy does it make that team be able to perform at a higher level? Because now you don't have to use all your energy in one end of the court. That's why with Boston, I think Grant Hill Grant Williams probably might be gone. Somebody's gonna outbid Boston for him. If I'm Boston, I might be looking to ship Al Horford somewhere. Because his shooting just ain't there right now. He's like 7 for 59 from the 3-point line or something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? So those 2 pieces I'm looking to probably move. We know Pritchard probably is going to end up moving. And I would even say the same if Boston were to win the title. You can run it back with the majority of guys, but you got to make some changes. You know, like LA went all in right now on this team. Okay, they caught Memphis in a vulnerable time. They lost. They had 2 starters didn't play, so they beat them. Then they went up against Golden State, and Golden State didn't look the same. On the road, we knew what their record was on the road, and it showed up in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So LA's all in right now. And see now, what rumor I'm hearing is that some fans want Kyrie out there, but if you want Kyrie, then Hachimura is not going to stay. You can't sign both of those guys. That's going to be the problem with LA. But if I'm the Lakers, what I would look to do is I would just relax for a minute, because Chris Paul probably going to get traded. Whoever Chris Paul goes to, they're going to buy him out, and LeBron will say, "Yo, come on with us. Let's ride this pony," because D'Angelo Russell is not playing really well for y'all right now. Dana, what you think?
Correct.
So that's the missing piece. He's gonna get paid from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see the Lakers fixing their issue right now going forward. If they kind of keep the same team, because Hachimura is younger, they got to keep Reeves, right? Reeves is a hot commodity right now. You can't get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? He's a good shooter. He plays good defense. He's your hype man. And now I'm hearing LeBron talking about maybe going to San Antonio because San Antonio is going to tank again. Now who in the hell is calling me? Well, I can't talk right now. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so she good. I thought something was wrong. So anyway, we're gonna talk about about Greg Popovich, but they didn't want to go on a tangent about the Lakers and this and that and all, and so we got into it real heavy and hot. But again, Dana, with your Lakers, you know what I'm saying? Even if they get Chris Paul, they're going to be are they going to be a better team? I know they're going to be an older team. Would they be able to compete with Sacramento Kings, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Oklahoma City Thunders? Those teams were really young. You know what I'm saying? Is like Boston, they're going to be able to compete against New York, because New York looks really, really good. They may be a star away from being really, really good. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, if you bring experience, then you're gonna bring an age. You know, and like with Boston, I don't know which way. I don't know. I'm hearing they're trying to bring in Dermott, a shooter. They were talking about Mikal Bridges, because he's a free agent. Coming to Boston. So there are some options out there for Boston. I don't know about. I just read the thing about Chris Paul with the Lakers. I read that, and I think if you really need a point guard, but then let me ask you a question. Do you think Chris Paul is going to be a fit for the Lakers because LeBron's going to be ball dominant? Or you think because that's his boy, he going to let him run the show?
No, we don't need no more his friends. I'm tired of him trying to put the band together. With Carmelo. All that crap didn't work.
Speaking of Carmelo,
find us a young point.
Speaking of Carmelo,
find us a young point guard. Let him go. He got it. We know it's over tonight. We know it's over.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you another question before we give shout outs to Carmelo. Do you think would you take Kyrie and let Hachimura, Rui Hachimura, will you let him walk? So you're not so the point guard is not a priority for the team in your perspective. Okay. Mo, what's your thoughts on the Lakers situation? How do you think they're gonna fix this going forward?
Sorry, wouldn't let me off of mute. I would say the Lakers are gonna suck no matter what they do. Okay, let me stop. I like them if they don't try and retool, because they had a much better second half. They had a much better in the playoffs. They looked a lot better because they actually let guys play. The hardest part that you got to worry about with them though is Anthony Davis ain't gonna be this healthy ever again. So they needed to take advantage of it now because he's gonna be out for the next 3 years. Now that he played through his injury, he's gonna probably be out with a concussion 1 year. He's gonna be out with an ankle the next year. Then he's gonna be out with a hip the next year. So he only plays once every 4 years. So I don't think LeBron gonna be there in 4 years. So I think they need to go ahead and trade him though. Seriously, while he's healthy, he has a lot of value. Trade him now. Get back other players that you can build around and actually go for it there, because I just don't see Anthony Davis being healthy ever again.
So are you saying trade Anthony Davis, or are you saying trade LeBron?
Trade Anthony Davis. He's never gonna be healthy again.
Do you send him back to Chicago?
No, he ain't going to Chicago.
Where would you send him to? Would you send him back to New Orleans?
No, you got to send him to the East because you don't want to play against them. Perfect team, Cleveland. Get Evan Mobley and Garland for him. Let him go play with Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Get him out of the West.
Mm-hmm.
Makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then LeBron goes back to Cleveland.
But his son ain't gonna be there because they're gonna be higher ranking.
It don't matter then. He want to play with Anthony Davis, so he gonna want to play with Donovan Mitchell.
So Dana, tell us how you think you can fix that. How you think the Lakers can fix this up and still be competitive next year?
Try to keep everything they have right now. Just make one more run, and after that, break it up.
Dana, do you really think Anthony Davis is going to be healthy? Ever again?
Yeah, we got to. Dress shirt Davis gonna be all right.
Yeah, dress shirt Davis gonna be all right, but is he gonna play?
Yeah, he's gonna play. He's gonna run it. See, now we're gonna have this chemistry when we come back. go ahead and get rid of D'Angelo, bring in somebody that want to play.
Yeah, we thought we were going to run it back.
Yeah, we thought we were going to run it back. He did good.
But then
he did good in the other two series, but so we need him. He just won't shut the top up.
Dana, I need you to give me a name of who you think can run that point guard position. You don't want Chris Paul. You can't afford Kyrie Irving. Who else out there? You can't. D'Angelo Russell is a free agent after this year. Okay, Chris Paul could get bought out. Mo, are you agreeing with me that Chris Paul might end up going to be the Laker? Who?
I know who can run it.
Who?
Jason Tatum.
See, you know what? You got jokes.
He's a free agent, right?
No, he's not.
He's a free agent, right?
No, he's not. Oh, yeah. See, you got
never like that one.
See, you got jokes, right? You got plenty of jokes that ain't funny.
He said he want to play for the Lakers before his career.
Yeah, I didn't hear that one. I didn't hear that.
He said he want to go in the locker. He wants the Mamba going locker.
Okay, see now, ladies and gentlemen, Danny got jokes. If I'm that 03, I guess I'll do jokes too like that.
He said it's nothing. He said it's nothing in that miracle he's supposed to. But he comes through some of that number point. It's a wrap.
Okay. So anyway,
at least we both live in the glass houses.
We both live in the glass houses right now.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said. We in glass house. We throw stones. So let's talk about the draft because
Hey, hold on before we start. You're a number 1 seed. You're a number 2 seed. That team is a playing team. They had to play 2 games to get in.
Dana, everybody know Miami
That's
was
bad, coach.
Dana. Everybody know that Miami was playing possum through the whole season. Everybody knew this possum. When they lost
I'm talking about the Lakers.
Oh.
I'm talking about the Lakers.
Oh.
I watched the first thing the day at work. I just said it over I watched the first day at work. The Stephen A. Smith said he had no chance against the Big Three.
That's because
Boston 76 was
that's because Stephen A. don't know what the hell he's talking about sometimes. He goes off for who's hot and who's not. And if you look, and remember all season long I kept saying, I said, yo, why is Miami playing the way they're playing? Because I know they're a better team than what they are. And when they would play Boston, they would play hard. They would play Boston hard. Now Boston won some games and they lost some games. So that's why I was kind of scared about this series. I was like, okay, maybe this series goes in 7. I mean 6. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I was scared of them. And because if you go back and think about this, Dana, for real, they lost to Atlanta in the playing game, right? And turn around and beat who they beat?
Toronto.
Was it Cleveland?
No, they beat
It was Toronto, right?
Toronto. They beat Toronto.
Yes, Toronto. Yeah.
So what they did do was and I'm gonna say this: injuries played a part because I think if Giannis doesn't get hurt in that series, I don't think they beat Milwaukee. I think that was the biggest key to that series right there was he was injured. I think Giannis was injured through the whole series. He's trying to play through it, but they didn't want to meet Boston in the first round because they didn't know what was going to happen there. Because if you watch that first playing game against Atlanta, I was like, yo, what the hell are they doing? They was going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? But they still got a good coach, Eric Spoelstra. Before we go back into sports, see Dana, see you come on in the middle, you know, you mess up everything. We didn't even do our Black history. So let's go back and let's take care of that first. Dana, since you on and you ready to go, Give us your Black History person.
My Black History person. Yes. She represented New York, the 12th Congressional District, a district centered around Upper South. Hold on, man. My writing got okay. Okay. Oh, for 7 years. Then she became the first black candidate for the Democratic Party for the president of the United States. And for the president of the United States for the Democratic. And I'm sorry that was my cut short. My internet is fucking around here, but I gotta do better. Like I'm sorry, Lisa, gotta do better.
Yo, your sister.
I can't get all of the information.
You know your sister gonna roast you, right?
Because the information. I know because my information, my note taking is terrible, and I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it together. I was better in school because I really didn't have internet, but I told you that I really did, and trying to be finished with the internet because I'm not making an excuse. I'm trying to get better with my presentation, but my person for this side was Shirley Chisholm.
All right, Mo, you want to go next?
For my African American moment.
My computer is lagging real bad. I don't know what's going on right now.
I don't know what's going on right now.
All right, so
So
I'm gonna go with Booker T. Washington. Did everybody know that Booker T. Washington was a great football player? No, he wasn't.
For the who?
So, Booker T. And I ain't talking about I would get you stuck up. Booker. I ain't talking about that Booker. I ain't talking about look up Booker T and talk about Hulk Hogan. Call it Hulk Hogan did. I ain't gonna go there. But look it up. Look it up on YouTube. Booker T and Hulk Hogan. Okay. So Booker T. Washington was born April 5th, 1856. Died November 14th, 1915. So if people don't know about Booker T. Washington, he was one of the most inspirational African American leaders. They say African Americans, but we were still Negroes then. Well, actually, we were worse, but we'll leave it alone. He was one of the people that actually said that you need to go up and take a trade. Because it was all about he was born in the South. He was born in Southern Virginia. He actually created Tuskegee. And he actually went on to actually have a lot of haters. One of those major haters being W.E.B. Du Bois, who said they called him the Great Accommodator. Because all he wanted to do was live peacefully. He didn't want to actually push for civil rights. So if you think about Booker T. Washington, they called him the anti-Malcolm X. So, but the good thing about Booker T. Washington was he did bring a lot of young black men up through Tuskegee. He also did really try and help our people. But the weird thing about it is, does anybody know what the T stands for?
In Booker T?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Theodore?
You'll never guess this one.
Taliaferro.
Taliaferro.
Nope.
Talaferro.
Yep, exactly. You wouldn't have guessed that.
Exactly. You wouldn't have guessed that.
Because at that time period,
Because at that time period,
slaves, he was born a slave. He was
he
born
was
in
born a slave. He was born in
1856.
1856.
They only recognize your first
They
name.
only recognize your first name.
But he was given Booker
He was given
Talaferro.
Booker Talaferro.
Of course, we didn't have
Of course, we
last
didn't have
names.
last names.
He went on and took after
He
he
went
was
on and
free.
took after he
He
was
went
free.
and took
He
Washington
went and
from
took
the man
Washington
that
from
his
the
mother
man
married.
that his mother married.
But the reason I really wanted to
But
do
the reason I
Booker
really
T
wanted to
today
do Booker T today
was Booker T had one of the
was Booker
best
T had
quotes
one of
that
the
I
best
liked.
quotes that I liked.
It's called
It's called
Success is measured.
Success is measured.
Let me read it correctly.
Let me read it correctly.
Success is to be measured not
Success
so
is to be
much by the
measured not so
position
much
that
by the
one has
position
reached in
that
life
one has reached in life
as by the obstacles
as
which
by
he
the
has
obstacles
overcome
which
while
he has
trying to
overcome
succeed.
while trying to succeed.
And I ain't trying to say nothing,
And I ain't
but
trying to say nothing, but
I'm a huge Yankee fan.
I'm a huge Yankee fan.
But at the same time,
But at
the
the same
Yankees blew a
time,
3-0
the Yankees
lead
blew a 3-0 lead
to the Boston Red Sox.
to the Boston Red Sox.
There's another team in Boston
There's
that's
another
down
team in
3-0
Boston
right
that's
now.
down 3-0 right now.
They play
They
in
play
Boston.
in Boston.
They play next game
They
in
play
Miami.
next game in Miami.
I ain't hear no bell.
I ain't hear no bell.
Yeah, that's right. I said it,
Yeah,
Philly.
that's right.
I
said
ain't
it,
hear no
Philly.
bell.
I ain't hear no
Y'all
bell.
couldn't get it done.
Y'all couldn't
Maybe
get
we
it done.
can.
Maybe we
I
can.
still got hope
I
in my
still got
team.
hope in my
I
team.
still got
I
hope in my
still
team.
got hope in my
Even
team.
though all we
Even though
want is to make
all
sure that we
want
go
is
out
to make
after
sure
the
we
Lakers.
go out after the Lakers.
But forget it.
But forget it.
The Yankees couldn't get it
The
done.
Yankees couldn't get it done.
They had a 3-0 lead.
They had a 3-0 lead.
Celtics gonna get it done.
Celtics gonna get it done.
I ain't like Chuck because
I
every
ain't
time he
like Chuck
guaranteed
because
they
every time he
lose.
guaranteed they lose.
So I just gotta
Guarantee.
see
I just
exactly.
gotta
I ain't
see
doing that.
exactly. I ain't doing that.
It's by the obstacles. We're
By the
gonna
obstacles.
overcome
We're gonna overcome
Joe Mazzulla's bad
Joe
coaching.
Mazzulla's bad coaching.
We're gonna overcome
We're gonna
his
overcome
bad
his
rotations.
bad
Tom Lloyd
rotations.
just gonna check
Tom
himself
Lloyd
in the
just gonna
game
check
all
himself in the
game
game
long.
all
He take
game
him out.
long.
Tom Lloyd
He
just
take
gonna
him
go
out.
right to the
Tom Lloyd
table.
just
He's
gonna
gonna
go
say, "I'm
right to
going
the
back in."
table. He's gonna say, "I'm going back in."
All I'm saying is this:
All I'm saying is this:
Lakers going out tonight.
Lakers going out tonight.
We gonna keep playing.
We gonna keep playing.
Thank you, Booker T.
Thank you, Booker T.
You gave me hope.
You gave me hope.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive.
Jesse Jackson.
Keep
Booker
hope
T to
alive.
Jesse Jackson.
Booker
Keep
T
hope
to
alive.
Jesse Jackson. Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Why
All right,
you always hating? I was mad for the. I went out Friday night and I was cheering for the Silver. I played the.
That's why we
villain for the
lost.
Silver.
That's why we lost.
We don't need your help.
We don't need your help.
Kobe Bryant. You were
We don't want no
winning.
haters.
You
We don't want no haters.
He was like, "Oh man, you might roll over this game. We'll do that again." So I cut y'all loose.
all right. My person I have, one Black History moment is Henry Flipper from 1856 to 1940. Born near Thomasville, Georgia on March 21st, 1856, Henry O. Flipper rose from Providence as the first African American graduate of the United States Military Academy at West Point in 1877. Despite being born into slavery to Festus, a shoemaker, and Elizabeth Flipper, Henry was reared in a family that emphasizes excellence, and he and his younger brother all became respected members of the community in the military office. AME Bishop Joseph Physician, college professor Carl, and farmer Festus Jr. Commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Army upon completing West Point, Flipper was transferred to the Lawford U.S. Cavalry Regiment, where he became the first highest-ranking and most famous of the Buffalo Soldiers, African Americans in all-black regiments. Stationed at the Western Military Installation, Flipper's assignments included Fort Sill, Oklahoma. If you've ever been to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been there, and one day I seen it rain, I seen it snow, I seen it thunder, I seen the sun come out, I seen all 4 seasons in one day in Oklahoma, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I don't know why. that place even exists in this world, to be honest with you. And Fort Elliott, Fort Contagia, Fort Davis, and Fort Quintamel, all in Texas. Flipper earned distinctions during the victory of campaign, which pitted the Apache leader Victorio against the United States Army in Texas and New Mexico between 1879 and 1880. There he was assigned to A Troop under the command of Captain Nicholas M. Knoll. While on the assignment, he became the first officer of color to lead the Buffalo Soldiers in battle. Trained as an engineer, Lieutenant Flipper was known for his design of drainage systems at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, probably known as Flipper's Ditch, and now a national monument which minimized malaria by minimizing malaria by removing standing water. Flipper's military career ended when Flipper was accused of embezzling $2,000 of government funds while serving as a quartermaster at Fort Davis, Texas. Flipper was charged with taking the funds and then lying about it when confronted. He was tried and acquitted of all charges except unbecoming an officer and a gentleman. As the United States Army court-martial at Fort Davis on September 17, 1881, despite appeals by Flipper supporters who argued that his close association with Molly Dewar, the sister-in-law of Captain Nolan, was a real motive behind the charges and harsh sentences. 2 white officers were found guilty of embezzlement, but neither was dishonorably discharged by the Army. For racial motivation, President Chester A. Arthur refused to alter the court-martial verdict. Flipper was charged from the Army on June 30 of 1882. He spent much of the rest of his life challenging the charges and attempting to clear his name. After dismissal from the United States Army, Flipper lived primarily in El Paso, Texas, until 1919, where he worked as a civilian mining engineer, surveyor, translator, newspaper editor, historian, and folklorist in Arizona, New Mexico, and Mexico. His success in these are partly because of influential Spanish. In 1929, Flipper came to Washington, D.C. as the assistant to former Senator Albert Fall of New Mexico, when the senator was appointed as Secretary of Interior by President Warren G. Harding. By 1923, he was employed by Texas oil man William F. Buckley Sr. to work the engineers and petroleum industries in Venezuela. Flipper authored 2 autobiographies, Colored Candidate of West Point in 1878 and Negro Frontier, The Western Memories of Henry O. Flipper. Despite his many accomplishments, Lieutenant Flipper is more remembered in history as a casualty of racism in the military for a court-martial trial, primarily on the charge of embezzlement at Fort Davis. Flipper retired to Atlanta, Georgia in 1931, died there on May 3rd, 1940 at the age of 84. 64 years later, in 1966, Flipper was granted an honorable discharge by President Jimmy Carter. He received a presidential pardon in 1999 by Bill Clinton. Why it took him so long? That's all I want to know. Why did it take him so long to get this done? But that's my boy Flipper. All right. So, Dana.
Yes, sir.
If I say tanking in the NBA, what's the first thing come to your mind?
San Antonio.
Mo.
The process.
The process.
To be stopped.
Mo. If I
The
say tanking,
The process.
what the first thing come to your
The
mind?
process.
The process.
But only one of them was working. The process didn't work. But tanking is definitely in effect. So let me read you what Greg Popovich had a great quote about tanking in the NBA. He is such a hypocrite, man. This don't make no sense. The NBA has never completely addressed the issue of tanking within the sport, despite tweaks to the draft lottery and other rules. Some teams still have no competitive star roster, and few more earn the rest of players that others may be. The San Antonio Spurs are not one of those teams. Though 22-35, Spurs are not likely to make the playoffs or go anywhere. Coach Greg Popovich is adamant that he has no plans to give his best players rest days and send out weak lineups in regular. His reason is simply is his mind. He cannot teach or push his players if he's also asking them to lose. The Spurs are getting an all-star. The Spurs are getting an all-star season from Dejounte Murray, who they did trade, so they could certainly weaken themselves if they opted to rest him from time to time. They don't appear to motivate, or it's not just because of Park's opinion. Do we got somebody somebody else popped in the line? We did. We got Lou on the line with us. Hey Lou, what's going on? So
Kevin, welcome back.
So Pocketwood goes on and says that he cannot coach honestly if he's trying to tank the team as far as going forward. So this is what it says. What is tanking? The history of the NBA controversial lottery strategy.
Oh.
1985 was a year, infamous year, that they started tanking. Now, I'm going to say this. If the NBA don't do something about this tanking situation, it's getting ready to get out of hand. They didn't have. Well, there was two teams that had way worse records than the Spurs, and they didn't get, like Detroit got what Detroit didn't even get the top 5, did they? If I'm not mistaken.
No.
And they had the worst record. They had the worst record, which doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just trying to figure that one out, guys. But what I would like, my solution to it would be to have a playoffs, and whoever wants a playoff, they get the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the number 4, the number 5, whatever, however they go about getting it. But I'm gonna say this: in order for Nwabali to be as successful as he needs to be, the Spurs are probably where he needed to go. I don't know if he goes to Detroit and he blossoms into the player that we all think he can be. I don't know if he goes to Orlando and be the best player that he possibly can be. I don't even know if he goes to Houston. Could he be the best player he can be? Park has a way of developing these players to be really good in the NBA. So I give him credit for that one, right? I give him credit for that one. But doggone it, how you making it so doggone obvious? San Antonio I mean, how do you make it so obvious that he goes to San Antonio? Now, you know what's going to happen, right? He's not going to leave San Antonio. San Antonio's going to start getting good again. And then Pac may get a championship here or there, and then he rides on the sunset, known as the greatest coach, one of the greatest coaches to ever coach the game of basketball, when you had David Robinson, then you had Tim Duncan, Sean Elliott, Kawhi Leonard just falls in your lap. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I want to give him the greatest coach one of the greatest coaches of all time. What I want to do, I want to say that he develops players better than most coaches. Go ahead, Mo.
I just want to say he is the greatest coach of all time for one specific reason. He got Kawhi Leonard to actually play basketball.
He did, but he didn't, because look at the end of it. He wanted to, and you know what? And still to this day, as much research as I do, I still don't know why he left there. I don't know if his dad or his uncle, whoever that was in charge of whatever needed to be done, was the reason why he just talked his mouth and got him Kawhi out of there. But I still am baffled on why Kawhi Leonard left. Do anybody know?
He didn't want to play basketball no more.
Was it he didn't want to play basketball for Pac?
He didn't want to play basketball no more. What if he played anymore?
Wait a minute, Mo. Dana, what'd you say?
They didn't like him taking games off.
But
remember when Tony Parker went off on him?
But the thing about it is, Dana, is Pac invented that. Pac did that because if you think about it though, when San Antonio would come east, them guys he was sending Ginobili, Duncan, and somebody else. They wouldn't even get on the plane. Parker. They wouldn't get on the plane. He said, because I'm not gonna play you at all, so don't even come for the ride. And the part that really made me mad was that you got fans that live on the East Coast that like the Spurs. So you cheating them out of watching some of the greatest players play the game of basketball because you want to tank, or you want to give not tank, but you want to give low management to these players. And Kawhi Leonard was one of those players that he gave low management to. So I still don't understand. Nobody can. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know why he wanted to leave. I don't know if because Pac was more of a control. He's a control freak as a coach. I still don't know why. That's the only thing I can think of, guys. That's what
you're begging him to play.
Well, but Dana, he created that. But Dana, Pac created that. Why can Pac get mad at Kawhi?
Not the teammates.
Huh?
The teammates got concerned. Like, we getting all this money, we doing all this work, and you're not contributing. Tony Parker, I remember Tony Parker going on.
Okay. And I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But again, Pac, the monster that Pac created came back and bit him in the ankles, and he ended up moving Kawhi Leonard to the Toronto Raptors. Now, do anybody know what players they traded to Toronto? I mean, what players from Toronto went to?
I remember it was the center that they sent back. Jacob Poeltl.
Mark DeRozan.
Yep, DeRozan was traded.
Yeah, DeRozan. Okay, yeah, DeRozan was traded.
DeRozan and the big dude, big seven dude, Jacob Poeltl.
None of them are on that team right now.
Well, Poeltl actually just went back to Toronto, right?
One of my exes, a big fan.
But you see, but my whole thing though is why is everybody calling me today?
You got haters.
That's tomorrow.
The Lakers go out tonight.
Oh, that's right. Tomorrow, yeah. Lakers not going out tonight.
You're right. They're gonna stay at home.
Lakers gonna lose in 4. Nobody lets the drawing go out like that.
So getting back to the situation with Popovich in the tanking is the problem I'm having though is that, and I'm having a problem. I don't care who it was, but I think it's going to be best for Wamba to go there because he do develop good players. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about this. Where do you think else he could go that he could probably develop better? Houston is not going to be no better.
Okay, see.
Go ahead, Dana.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I hate? We always, we always jumping on the new team. We ain't seen nothing this bad into in the NBA yet. It's the same thing about the little
Zion needs to go somewhere where food is not a primary. Dana, but Zion is in New Orleans, right? Everywhere he walks, he sees crawfish, crawdaddies. He see catfish. He see alligator. He see crocodile. He see lobster. He's in New Orleans. He see all of that. He has a problem with his weight. He had a problem with his weight in high school. He had a problem with his weight in college. Like Charles
I'm
Barkley
not
said,
impressed with this move.
like Charles Barkley said, if you want to lose your weight, come talk to me. I don't know what Charles did because Charles always had weight. You know what I'm saying? He always had weight. So, but in Zion, we can get to Zion if you want to. But Dana, and the thing about it is with Wemby is that they're looking at the potential of how good he can actually be in the NBA because he's 7 foot. He has a handle. He can shoot a jump shot. He can dribble the ball. He's a 7 foot point guard. Right?
7'5".
7'5".
I'm just giving me 7'5" point guard.
I have it. Yeah.
His wingspan is what, almost 9 feet.
I see Ralph Sampson 3.0.
Who was
Dana,
2.0?
I don't know.
Who was 2.0?
Yeah, who was 2.0?
No, he was still 2.0. I keep tired of everybody hyping this stuff up.
Ralph Sampson was the man in college.
They go make it be fans. You gonna go to LeBron camp and all this stuff. You gonna be in Space Jam Street with LeBron. It's just like you know those movies that come out, like the superhero movies, and everything's selling like all the kind of toys for kids, and the movie is a flop. You got to stop being impressed with the trailer, man. You got to wait until you can make the movie.
Dana, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
See, I'm
impressed me.
But see, Dana, I'm gonna say this to you because I know where you're going with this, right? I know exactly where you're going with this. Because he's from Europe. That's where you're going with this. But again, Dana, I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna say this to you, Dana. I'm gonna say this to you. Look who won the MVP the last 4 years. They ain't from the United States. They ain't from the United States. But Dana, you missing my point though. You missing my point. The last 4 people to win MVP are from where? I'll wait. I'll wait.
But you know why? You know why? People like you, there's people like in the NBA, and they get intrigued with it.
Dana,
oh my God.
But Dana, if you're good, but Dana, if you're good, you're good. Okay, that's the bottom line to you. If you're good, you telling me, Joker. Look, but look, Joker right now. Joker got you up 3-0. He can take Denver to the NBA Finals. They ain't been to the NBA Finals since they came to the NBA. Now the NBA, that's a whole different story. But the NBA, they never.
Because that's lead sponsor. Lead sponsor for him to win the title.
Then I gotta disagree with you on that. I gotta disagree.
Because they fought for MVP. He went into that. Oh, this is MVP. Okay, let's give it to MVP. We'll give you a chance to play for the NBA title.
But you know what, Dana? You have a legitimate gripe right there, because I kind of agree with you on that. Because they felt like Embiid should have got the NBA. They felt like Embiid should have got the MVP last year, right? But they always get knocked out second round.
Right.
Joker gets in the playoffs and don't do well. It's like, wow, this guy's MVP. He can't take his team no further than the second round of the NBA Finals. They only been to the NBA Final. Western Conference Final was when they in the bubble. They haven't been back. But the key piece that they have always been missing is Murray being healthy. Now he's healthy. Look how good that team is. Okay, that's the key piece that people are probably missing about the Denver Nuggets. Okay.
In the words of my favorite group, one of the biggest is Chuck D. Dana don't believe the hype. I don't believe the hype.
Dana, come on.
I don't believe the hype.
Dana,
if Anthony Davis had some weight on him, he couldn't do nothing. He couldn't do nothing with a real center. You think he could play with Shaq?
Huh?
No. You think I don't think he all that.
Who?
I just Y'all give it.
Dana, stop, man.
I don't think y'all that.
Dana,
no.
stop. Dana, stop.
If AD has to wait, on it, it'll be even.
Well, Dana, what's the problem?
But Kev, this is the guy who
Right?
said
This is the guy who said that
Larry Bird was overrated.
Larry Bird was overrated.
He is overrated.
There's no way to come back from that.
There's no way to come back from that.
No way to come back.
Dana,
No way to come back.
Dana,
Get ready to
Dana,
do all these stuff the fans get ready to do tomorrow night.
Dana,
Watch it on TV.
Dana, listen to me, Dana. The Joker is the real deal. He makes see. This is where this is where people don't understand the NBA. And like the NBA is like any other sport, like football, basketball, baseball, hockey. The more talent you have around you, the less you got to do. But when the pressure's on, you'll be ready to come through to be like I always say, big time playing in big time games. That's what Joker does, right? Because Joker don't have to do.
If the Lakers had Kyrie Irving, the Lakers it'll be reversed.
No, because
with the Lakers,
Dana, listen to me.
The Lakers with a point guard, it'll be reversed.
Listen, Dana, listen to me. Listen to me. So let's say, because you jumping all over the place right now. You know, you going from the East Coast to the West Coast. Now you cross seas. Now you go up to Canada. But I'm gonna answer. But Dana, you're mad because you're not right. You're mad because this is a conversation that you and I have had for the longest time about guys from overseas being better. Listen to me, Dave. Listen, Dave, just listen to me. Guys from overseas are better. They are better balanced basketball players. They're more fundamentally sound than dudes from the United States. The bottom line. That's the bottom line. Dana, when you go to the gym and you see kids 5, 6, 7 years old shooting 3-pointers, they can't even touch the rim. I mean, they can't even hit the ball. The ball can't touch the rim, but they want to shoot 3-pointers. Dana, where do you think they see that at? In the NBA, in college. And we can see right now that Golden State Warriors were one of a kind. No team has probably shot more 3-point shots, and made them in the NBA Finals more than maybe the Golden State Warriors, because that's what they thrive off of. But you notice now that that's not going for them anymore, because now everybody else can shoot just as well as they can. But the thing about it is, though, Dana, the whole part you're missing. And I love the guys from the United States. I love Jaylen Brown. I love Jason Tatum. I love all the guys that played in college here in the United States. But Dana, look how long it took them to develop. And Jaylen Brown still has to develop his ball handling skills. That's one of the things that he don't have right now. So on the off season, that's something that he needs to work on. Okay, that's my boy. His tweener shots there, his 3-point shots there. He got to get back to learning how to be gritty on the defensive side of basketball. But on the offensive side of basketball, Joker makes it so much easier for everybody else around him. So you don't know who to watch. Yeah. And so when you have it in the NBA, Dana, you're paid to make open jump shots. If you're open and you're by yourself and you miss that jump shot, then you don't deserve to be on that floor. And that's what Denver is doing. That's what they're doing. So Joker's making it easy for him. So when they don't double on Joker, now Joker does whatever he got to do against Anthony. I bet you Joker don't even got a six-pack. I bet he got a case. I bet he ain't got one muscle on his arm. It's all flabby. It's all fat. But you know what, Dana? He's getting the job done. That's the part that nobody. But the thing about it is, Dana, he doesn't have the body of a basketball player. He has a body of maybe a linebacker. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But he knows how to play basketball. And the thing about it is that when he came to the United States, he said, yo, this is too easy. Because he's already, they learn how to dribble basketball before they even shoot it. Us here in the United States, they want to shoot 3-pointers before they can shoot the ball, before they can make a layup. That's what they want, because that's all they see. But the thing about it is, though, is that now you got all these European players coming over, and you got the dude Mwambe who can do everything well. Now the NBA is going to be the NBA is a little bit different Okay, you're gonna tell what goes on with him because if he gets touched, if they hit him with a little, when they elbow him a little bit, they'll probably call a foul. He gonna have to gain some. He got to gain some weight for sure. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's gonna be the biggest issue. Is him gaining weight to play with that type of weight in the NBA because now you're going from what you weighed over in France to what you weigh in now in the United States of America because you know what your body goes through. The same thing with Anthony Davis.
Right.
Anthony Davis had to gain weight, but he gained it and he didn't, and it hurt him. Ben Simmons the same way. Joel Embiid the same way. Those guys, the reason why they have so many injuries because their body is not used to carrying all that weight for 6, 7, 8 months. And then you sit down and you relax yourself. Now you got to get back up and you got to go at it again. Because now basketball's all year round. With training, with shooting, with working out, the whole 9 yards. You see that from everybody now. And so you have some players that probably take time off. They don't do what they need to do. But again, I know why you hating Dana. I mean, I understand it. I understand it. I ain't saying I agree. But the dudes from the internet.
I'm not hating.
So Dana, let me say something to you. I watched the African League yesterday. They got about 4 or 5 guys right now that can come here and ball. I'm telling you right now, they can ball. They know how to do everything well. And these are big guys. We talking about 6'11", 7-foot guys that can dribble the basketball up the court like a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that they're understanding the game of basketball, and they're understanding the game of basketball, and they're developing it in a way that you can't never take them off the floor.
Mm.
Where our guys, one thing they want to do is shoot threes all the time. You understand what I'm saying, though? But I get your point.
Yeah,
I really do get your point, though. But stop hating on Europe, man, because I already proved my point a long time ago about the European players.
I ain't hating on Europe.
What you hating on?
Stop it. I'm trying to tell you, man. If the Lakers had a point guard, this would be opposite.
Dana, if the Lakers had a point guard like Kyrie Irving, then he's gonna get posted up.
They can't miss
He's gonna get posted up. Dana, you hear what I said? He's gonna get posted up. He's gonna get posted up.
You know what's going on.
He's gonna get posted up.
They're just trying to make Jokovic official. They're just trying to make him official.
I mean, and I think you might have a point there about them league doing some shady stuff. You know what I'm saying? And everybody thought that they're gonna see the Lakers and the Celtics play for number 18. And to be perfectly honest with you, if the Lakers made it to the finals, Boston made it to the finals, I say Boston in 5 because LA don't have shooters, and that's what LA needs. Now they got some shooters now, so now next year what they got to work on to get some more shooters. They got to work on some veteran guys come out there that want to shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because the free agency is going to be loaded next year. It's going to be loaded. So only thing LA got to do is work on what they have. Add a couple more pieces, and again, then I know you want the point guard situation to be fixed. But me personally, the only way it gonna get fixed is that Chris Paul, like I said, gets traded, which I think he does. He gets bought out. He goes to LA for a discount. But you're dealing with Chris Paul, who has been known to get hamstring pulls in the most crucial times of an NBA career. So can you really rely on him? Kyrie Irving's not gonna take no pay cut. He's not going to, you know how much money he's going to lose? He's not going to take a pay cut to come out there. You know what I'm saying? So LA got to do what's best for LA going forward. And I think LeBron understands that now because if LeBron didn't understand it, then he understands now because everything Ron Pelinka did in the offseason, I mean, between the All-Star break and trading for people, it wasn't because they wasn't to make LeBron happy. What it did was it said, okay, look at our future. We got to look at our future. With LeBron and without LeBron. You take LeBron off that team, they're probably 500 maybe. You know what I'm saying? But you got players that's going to buy into it. What what's the wide receiver? Keyshawn Johnson said that
Romy.
the Lakers don't draft centers because they all free agents want to come, all the free agent centers want to come out to LA. And it's always been that way. So Dana, you got a center now, and you need another free agent. Who's gonna come out there and help that team get better? And we all believe there's gonna be a point guard that they need help at. Because we see what D'Angelo Russell is.
I told you coming.
Kyrie, is he gonna take
coming.
Who's coming?
Jason Tatum.
He's not a point guard. Let's say Jason Tatum goes out. He's not a point guard.
We get Brown. We'll take Brown.
He's not a point guard.
I thought he was a point guard.
Stop, Dana. Stop. See, this is where I gotta. I mean, you know what?
I thought it was a point guard.
Okay, we're moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse my co-host, because it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He's a football guy. If that was, we talking about the Miami Dolphins, he'd be on point. So anyway,
Super Bowl.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. I got one more thing. For all you Cowboy fans, this is a warning. Michael Parsons hurt tour. The team going down. I'm guaranteed it's going down.
Hey, Dana.
I'm going to see Ms. Rudolph. He hurt too.
Hey, Dana. Dana, get on Twitter and tell Michael that, please. Because that's the second time you said it on the show. So get on Twitter.
Listen.
Follow him on Twitter and tell him what you just said so he can respond.
He got to come to Miami.
Because I don't know if
I
don't know if he's coming back home no time soon. So I was gonna tell if I see him, I was gonna tell him. My co-host said that if you put your hands on Tua, they're coming after you. But you can get him on Twitter. Right. But anyway, getting back to the NBA. So they're looking to go back to East versus West in an All-Star game. Because this bull digging that LeBron done, it ain't fun no more. It ain't no fun. What's fun about it?
I like to see people get
picked up,
but it is kind of messed up because they call it the draft.
They call it the draft.
Right, draft. I got. Oh, let's trade for Trae Young.
Dana, what you gonna give Atlanta?
I'm messing with Cam. Well, we don't have nothing bad.
Okay, all right.
But team down 0-3, you got to make people laugh. You got to.
So, guys, we've talked on the show before about maybe shortening the NBA season because the 82 games does it really matter where you land at, long as you in the 1 through 10, as far as the playoff game. So this year has shown us that playing teams can get better or can advance better, not being a 1, 2, or 3, or 4 seed. We see what the Lakers have done. We see what the Miami Heat have done. So my question to you guys is, if you got playing teams get to the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals, why are we playing all these games? Is it really about the money? Are you gonna lose that much of money if you don't play 82 games? I don't know. But I just want to read something to you guys, and y'all let me tell me what y'all think about this. So it says Lakers and Heat have proven the NBA regular season means little. There's only one way to fix it. And I haven't read the article yet, but I printed it off. I meant to read it last night, but I was sort of watching what was it? Did the Celtics come on yesterday? Yeah, they did. And I turned to it and I said, you know what? I'm going to bed. I'm so pissed with them right now. Bill Russell is probably turning around on his grave. Red Auerbach probably gonna come out the Raptors and slap the dog stuff out of somebody. KC Jones gonna haunt them. When they get back to Boston, they're gonna come in the locker room. They're gonna like the ghost of the basketball players past gonna say, sit down. Let me tell you a little story. But anyway, on one side is the Miami Heat, who to a man sounds like a respect the NBA regular season to the point where they almost reversed it. There's a beauty in the struggle. Heat coach Eric Spoelstra said Thursday. The regular season is definitely important to build your foundation. Kyle Lowry added. The adversity that we've been through the whole season, the ups and downs, the games we would have won but didn't win, going to the locker room and trying to figure it out, rewrite whatever we did wrong and going through that puts us in the position. Bam Adebayo said Wednesday night. The position that he found himself in is up 1-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals over the rival Boston Celtics, despite entering the tournament as the 8th seed. To be the 8th seed would be well mentioned for most of it all. The season depended on the context of the individual team we're talking about. The Heat were coming off a campaign in which they secured the number 1 seed in the East and were solid, and they were one shot away from making NBA Finals last year. They lost just one player off that team, and yet the Heat won 44 games, saw the three-point shooting percentage pummel year over year. Witnesses a slippage in defense games, saw their three-point shooting percentage plummet on right there. Witnesses the slippage in defense. They recovered over the final 2 months. They played 54 close games, identified by the close being within 5 points over the last 5 minutes, winning more of them more than anyone else in the league, 32, but also dropping 22 other games. There was a beauty into the adversity, the beauty in the grind of just trying to figure the damn thing out, Spoelstra said. And it was a blessing to be able to go through all that. I have not been a part of a regular season like this. And I think we all grew and got better from it, not to let it collapse our spirits, but really just to harden us and still us bring us up closer together and develop what kind of grit and perseverance that needed to in the postseason. I really don't like the narrative that it's only in the playoffs, Spoelstra said. I think we're a perfect example of the opposite of that. Yes, there's another narrative alongside this. Whereas the Heat are basically grateful to face and endure the trapping 82 season. And they're going to talk about the Lakers. Okay. And it says two Pacific incidents broke me once and all by January. The first, witnessing the Clippers got blown out in the first half of a road game against Denver. And then pulling Kawhi Leonard and Paul George at halftime because there was not enough game the next night. Only for both players to be held out of several weeks away. The other, doing a home back-to-back for the Cavaliers on a consecutive nights, the Warriors held out Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, followed by Milwaukee Bucks sitting out Giannis and Chris Middleton. So it goes on, it says, I think the NBA should do something like this. If we wanted more players, which in turn would bring the teams from the front office along to the ride to care about the regular season, we should make it worth their while. This year, the league will distribute over $27 million to teams that make the playoffs and advance through the season, according to the data published by the league. $27 million for every team to make the playoffs. I don't know if that's a team that make the play-ins or not, but $27 million, they guarantee $27 million. Okay?
Yeah.
About $5 million of that awarded based on where the team finished in the regular season. For instance, the Bucks will get $777,777 for winning the most regular season games, and another $680,600. $680,680 will go to them for finishing first in the East. The rest of the money, nearly $22 million, will be doled out based on playoffs results. The team split the money among 15 players in guaranteed contracts. The 16 teams to reach the first round will get $402,000. The 8 teams to reach the second round gets another $487,000. The 4 to make the conference finals gets $791,000. The final winner gets $4 million, and the loser receives $3 million. My ideal: take the $22 million playoff money, put it all into a regular season, and into a regular season. Make it so all it goes to either the top 2 teams in the conference, an extra $400 million. Extra $430,000 per player on the average, or the top 3, nearly $300,000 per player on the average. My math isn't exactly right because the number 1 overall seed in the regular season would get more than others. I wish I could bump the purse even higher. Here are the average NBA players for trying to win more than $1 million extra dollars during the regular season. So it goes on to says, still, even an extra $500,000 for a person is significant in a league which average player's salary is $9.6 million. Average salary, 9.6. For players making less than that, the prize money would be even more important. I think players play the regular season so they can earn the money and play in the playoffs for the glory. I find another $8 million to restore the prize money for the finals, but otherwise the NBA regular season would be a long drive for dough. The playoffs are short but grueling, intense, but for show. The second chance I will give the regular season: if a player misses one game, he must miss the next one too. Then ain't that what I just said? Injuries are of course a part of the sport. If a player isn't healthy enough to play on Tuesday, they probably safer for him anyway to sit out on Thursdays too, just to make sure he gets the proper rest. It would otherwise make for a position of load management, especially for so much extra cash on the line for him and his teammates. My plan, it says, is of course far more perfect. In fact, could be considered entirely insensitive to the modern day challenge of playing NBA. It's overly punitive for a team legitimately the stick by injured player for teams other than more tested veterans, and does nothing to account for the mental health challenge that face every day. But if the league is trying to find a way to make the regular season mean something, well, I wanted to be part of it. My idea is not to be so good for a team like the Heat, but by the way, the 22-23 Miami Heat team only had 3 rotation players. Abayu, 75 games. Max Strus, 80 games. Callum Martin, 71 games. Each 70 games. The Heat best player, Jimmy Butler, appeared in 64 games in 12 seasons. Kyle Lowry, 37 games in 55 seasons. Miami players dealt with legitimate health and personal challenges all season. This is not meant to suggest otherwise, but the older team like the Heat, which has reached the conference finals the 3 of the last 4 seasons, certainly benefit from having more to play from come playoff time than the regular season matter to all 30 teams as much as the Heat says it matters to them. The same argument could be made for other surprise playoff teams like the Lakers. Their top player, LeBron, has only played in 38 games. Anthony Davis only played in 30-some games. Either the Heat or the Lakers was able to coach in the playoffs. In the Lakers' case, they had to fight just to make the play-in. The Heat had to snap an advance past it. But over the course of 6 months, 82-game slog, neither team looked anything like it did at the beginning of the season. The Heat credit the ugliness they endured for how pretty they look now. The regular season at large could be a little slip, could use a little lip gloss. So that was a lot to read. I'm sorry I read it all because I really want to get into this because it made a point to me, because I've always said that I felt like the NBA season, that if a player, first of all, if a player's hurt and he's doing load management, then he shouldn't be able to play. I'm not gonna say like a DH like a DL in the major league, but I'm gonna say that from Sunday to Sunday he can't play. 7 games he can't play. You play 4 games, 7 days, maybe at the most. So he can't play. He can't play for a week if he's hurt. If they say he's hurt, okay, then he can't play. But the motivation factor is the money says, okay, you got to play so many games to get this money. And now you're seeing the NBA is going to this now because now, in order for you to be qualified to be the MVP, you got to play 62 games. I think it should be 72 games, in my opinion. Do you guys agree with that? With the article was written by let me see here. Joe Vardan is who wrote the article. Do you guys, Lou, do you agree with that at all? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, with everybody wanting to get more, NFL wants to extend the season, MLB wants to extend the season until maybe like January or whatever, but the NBA wants to go less. I mean, they play the least million of the MLB and get 200 less with all this low management, nothing going on. I'm not buying this at all. I'm really not.
Okay. Mo, what's your thoughts?
I think the problem that we run into is that players aren't getting compensated for playoff games as much as owners are. And the problem is that if the players aren't getting compensated for it, why do they really care? But then when it comes to injuries, I get what you're saying. The guys should actually sit out. If they sit out one game, it should be like because you're a purist, like a baseball purist. So if a guy is out, he should sit out for the injury list for 10 days or 7 days or something like that. I don't get that. I'm okay with load management. But at the same time, it's all about making sure that everybody has a certain amount. That's why I like that they're talking about doing the rules for being all NBA or all those. That you at least have to play 65 games. So that kind of makes it like an even playing field.
So let me ask you a question about the load management. And this is where I disagree with the load management part of it, because okay, so you live in the Baltimore area.
Yep.
Washington hasn't been good for a while, and a lot of times Boston plays Washington 2 or 3 times probably at the back end of the season, and they're already in the playoffs and they already got the seed set. You buy tickets ahead of time, and Jason and Jalen don't play. How are you feeling about that?
I get it, but I like Marcus. I like Marcus. I like Marcus and Tom Lloyd. Those are my 2 favorite players.
Well, okay, just say so. Them 2 are not playing.
That's what you get when you buy a ticket at the end of the season. Though.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying though. But and I'm gonna say this but see, you're a grown man, so it don't really affect you as much as it affects a kid. Like, and I know I told you the story before. When last time we went to Boston, they played the Washington Wizards up in Boston, right? Boston had already locked everything up last year. And my brother comes and says to my nephew, he said, "Yo, Jason Tatum ain't playing." And you could see how upset he was not to see Jason play. You know what I'm saying? So as grown men, we probably look at it completely different. From a kid's point of view, this is who they want to see. And they don't get a chance to see him. This is why I don't agree with the load management, because if you do it for a week, if you do it from Sunday to Sunday, you already know, well, I'm not going to see him play, so I'm not buying no ticket. Now, what's going to happen? They're going to we're going to lose. We're not going to do that because we're going to lose money because people are not going to come see the other people play. But that's the chance you get for putting him on load management. You know what I'm saying? That's the chance that you get. You're going to get either or. You know what I'm saying? If he plays, then it's going to be a packed out. If he don't play, people are not going to come and watch him play. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that's the only problem I have with load management. Because like for the Spurs, when the Spurs was doing it, I got a friend here in Harrisburg. They go to Washington, they weren't playing Tim. He go to Philly, they weren't playing Tim. Where else could he go? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to New York to the Mecca. Then he gonna pay out the arm. He gonna pay out the arm and leg to watch the Spurs play. But he got upset about that. He said, because Kev, he said, I want to go see Tim Duncan them guys play. I said, bro, the only way you're gonna see them play is you gotta go to San Antonio. I said, because they're gonna play at home. I said, but on the road, that's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? And so that, to me, that's where the issue lies. That's where the issue becomes a problem. Not for grown people, but for kids that you got these tickets for you and your kids, and you get there and they say, well, he ain't playing tonight. You're like, man, I done spent all this money and now he ain't playing. I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think that local management, they should go week to week, but they're not gonna do it because they're gonna lose money. You know what I'm saying? But again, like what they're doing now is they're emphasizing how much games you play. Okay, if you're gonna be involved in any award now going forward, you gotta play these 62 games. You know what I'm saying? So we already know going forward that LeBron's not gonna be involved in it, Kawhi's not gonna be involved in it, Steph Curry's not gonna be involved in it, KD's not gonna be involved in it. But then the question gonna become up. Oh, they played 59 games, but they still should be qualified. They should qualify to be MVP because everybody that name could be in the running for the MVP next year because they're just that good, right? So now you got somebody that plays 62 games and they give him the MVP. Is he really the MVP because he played that many games? It's the question that you got to ask them because that's where that question is gonna come in. It's gonna come in that way. Dana, what's your thoughts on what I talked about the whole playoff thing and the load management and what's your take on it? Are you okay with the writer Joe on this or you're not?
No, I'm not okay. I don't even think it should be a play yet. That's not fair.
You don't think it should be a play-in game?
No.
Why not?
I think the first 8. I think the first 8 should be the complete first 8. We're giving too much participation. That's the way now.
So okay,
so we might not get it from winning.
Okay, so let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a question. I felt the NBA saw what they're doing right now. They saw this coming ahead of time because they knew that superstars are going to take off like Kawhi Leonard. They knew he's going to sit down for a minute, but they knew the team was good enough to make the playoffs. So that's why they brought in this play-in game because they knew there was playoff. There were teams that without the play-in game, you don't have the Lakers in, you don't have Miami, you don't have Toronto, and you don't have Atlanta in. You got the straight 8, and you straight 8 and you kick it. I understand with the participation thing. I really do believe that's I love that part of it because every game should matter, right? So if you knock it down, if you knock the league down to 65 games, right? So now, do you get that? Do you get Kevin Durant? Do you get LeBron James to play in 60-some games? No, you're still not gonna get them to play in 60 games. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not their DNA it's not going to allow them. It's not their body right now won't allow them to play that many games because they're getting up in age. So what the NBA did, they fixed it so that these guys will still get in, so it can still be entertainment to everybody else. That you got guys that came in, you know. And I'm gonna say this to you: with the blueprint that more so Miami did, you're gonna see that more now than ever. I guarantee you, because they're gonna say we don't care about home court advantage because they don't got home court advantage. If they play Denver, they don't have home court advantage. So they're saying, yo, we know what we have to do. We know we got to go on the road. Game 7 gonna be somewhere else. We know we got to dig down deep and we got to win because their mindset. And out of the 30-some games, they won 22 of them that were by 5 points. So all the games was close. So they just was teeter-totting there, chilling, and then they lose to Atlanta. It's like, okay, now we don't get Boston the first round, so we good. I'm saying, but we got the Milwaukee Bucks, and then the Milwaukee Bucks have injuries to Giannis. Giannis still playing with a bad back, and again, I don't think they should have fired their coach at all. I'm sorry that you don't fire your coach when your main guy has been injured, because if that's the case, then Doc should have been fired a long time ago. Who else? Tyronn Lue should have been fired a long time ago. All these other coaches should have been fired because their best player was hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that everything just went right for Miami in the long run, for real. I don't think we'll ever see this happen again in a while. I don't see the Milwaukee Bucks being in the playoff game. I don't see the Boston Celtics being in the playoff game. I don't see the Denver Nuggets being in the playoff game. I don't see Golden State Warriors in the playoff game. I don't see Memphis in the playoff game. I see them guys being the 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed because they want to be able to have home court advantage on that 7th game. But the teams that we're seeing that's getting in the playing game, they all got veterans on the team that's been there before. They played 7 games on the road, and they know they can get it done. You know what I'm saying? So that again, so my thing is just go to 60-some games and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know the NBA is all about making money, and I'm not disagreeing with them on that right there. But at the same token, though, the quality of basketball we're getting is not the greatest. You know what I'm saying? It's not the greatest basketball. It's good, but not the greatest. I mean, you know, I'm 58 years old, so I've seen a lot of basketball. I mean, a lot of basketball. As a Boston Celtics fan, I've seen them almost every Sunday from the time I was 7 years old, where they didn't have a 3-point shot. You know what I'm saying? Well, I've seen guys go out there. I seen Henderson go out there with a neck brace on and play a basketball game. I seen Calvin Murphy have a concussion and play with a helmet on his head. You know what I'm saying? I seen all of that. You know what I'm saying? And these guys, again, are so soft. If you touch them, ow, I can't play. I got my pinky toe. You shot me in my pinky toe, so I can't play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not, and they can be mad at me all they want to. They can say I'm disrespecting them, whatever. But I've been watching enough basketball to know real basketball. And yeah, a foul's a foul. And like Dana, if you're watching basketball right now, they hand checking every time down the court. Has anybody noticed that? They've hand. Has no lot going on. Have you noticed that? Dana, have you noticed that? They put their hand on their hip. That's a foul. That's a foul. Supposedly that's foul. And they're not calling it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to hand check nobody no more. But if you watch, they're getting away with that a lot now. You know what I'm saying? So again, they got to balance the NBA out where they should allow you to play some type of defense, along with the offense. You know, but again, I still say that I'm looking for them to do something about the load management. And then Dana, like you said, is, you know, even with the MVP trophy now, how watered down will it get if some of the greatest basketball players don't play 60-some games? Do you not give it to Kawhi Leonard if he only plays 64 and he's balling? You see what I'm saying? So all these questions, all these the rules. Exactly, they're the rules. But trust and believe me, the media's gonna try to bend that shit. Excuse my French. They're gonna try to bend it to accommodate them. You know what I'm saying? Like Dana, we all like you said before. They're saying Joel Embiid got the MVP, and they said, look at the performance he did against the Celtics. And scored 52 points. He scored 52 points against bench warmers. And he almost gave the game away. So if they would have lost, would they still be talking about the 52 points? How do you equate that game of scoring 52 points against a team that didn't have any starters in the game. Game could almost win overtime. The Sixers trying to give it to the Celtics. Celtics like, no, we don't want it. You can have it. No, we're gonna give it to you because we don't want to say we swept y'all. No, here, take the game now. And so social media is talking about him scoring 52 points. But you got Joker down there saying, yo, I don't care if I get it or not, because I got a bigger plan. I got a bigger fish to fry. And he's frying his fish right now. And he's cooking it in grease. You know what I'm saying? And it's called the Lakers. He got the Lakers in the grease pot right now. It's crackling. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, I've already done it twice, so why I need to do it again. And Dana, they started comparing him to Larry Bird, because Larry Bird did it 3 times in a row. Right? But what people don't realize, and what some people don't understand, is I think the 3rd time that Larry Bird got the MVP trophy, Larry back was all tore up. That dude was flying in an airplane in a hammock because how bad his back was messed up. But that showed you the grit that he had. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not comparing NBA then to now, but I can do that because I've watched it. I've seen it. I can't talk. I seen Bill Russell on Black and White and on YouTube, but I was never there to see it live. And the thing about it is, if you talk to people that see those types of games, Dana, live, it's completely different. It's completely different to see a game live and then talk about it, and then you say that's one of the greatest games I've ever seen before play. You know, so again, I think that NBA is trying to fix it. They're a little slow about fixing it, but they're trying to fix it. But now, let me ask you guys a question. Giannis said that he don't feel like his season was a failure, and I said to you guys, I'm waiting for one team to lose, and I'm gonna bring that up again. So now, my team that I'm bringing up is the New York Knicks. Do you think the New York Knicks had a season where they failed because they didn't get to the NBA Finals? Because everybody goes to playoffs, their thought process is we're going to the finals. No matter what Vegas may say, we're going to the finals. Okay? If you get into the playoffs, you feel like you should go to the finals. So do any Dana, was the Lakers season a failure?
No.
Why you think why you don't think why you think it wasn't a failure? We'll wait. Are you thinking about it, Dana? Are you there?
No, I said no.
I'm asking you why you don't think it was a failure.
Because where it came from. They were 2-10. Nobody took the Lakers serious but me. Everybody laughed. When we started this show, everybody laughed.
Okay.
I think the MVP should be Darvin Ham. I mean, I don't think the Celtics coach should be like, you are already competitive. He made some moves and became competitive.
Okay.
They played the to the finals. He was supposed to be in the finals, and the Sixers, Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
But he shows you that, okay, he can't stop the ball. He can't stop it.
Okay. Mo, you're a Celtic fan. Let's assume they lose game 4. Was the season a failure?
Yes.
Why?
Because of what we built last year. Finally getting over the hump. Getting to the finals. Finally having the first team out of the way. You have home court all the way to the NBA championship.
To the NBA championship.
And you can't win at home. That's a problem. But at the same time, we have been so up and down. It's not even a failure
It's
because of
not
where
even a
we
failure
are.
because of where we
It's a
are.
failure of we've
It's a
taken a
failure
step back.
of we've taken a step back.
And it's not even about not
And
getting
it's
to the
not even about
finals.
not getting to the
It's more about
finals.
seeing the
It's
way
more
that we
about
cannot
seeing the way
still
that
be
we
consistent.
cannot still be consistent.
And then now we know it wasn't the
And then
players,
now
it
we
was
know it
Ani.
wasn't the players, it was Ani.
Okay. Lou, you're a New York Knicks fan, and I was waiting for the Knicks to lose because I wanted to know, as a Knicks fan, who, if we at the beginning of the season, we was like, okay, we would say if we would look at the NBA standings, we would say Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, Cleveland, Miami, Toronto will be the top 7 seeds. Okay. New York probably would have been, we would say New York probably gets a play-in game. But New York was the 5th seed, 47 and 35. They were 23 and 18 at home, 24 and 17 on the road, 8 and 8 in division. They were, let me get this thing out the way here. Let me go back to it. They were 32 and 20 in the conference. Their points per game was 116 to 113. So they had +2 in a differential. Right? They go and play good basketball in the playoffs. Was it a failure?
Not at all. I mean, nobody expected them to go this far. I mean, this is the best season in 10 years. They got in the second round. I think they exceeded both of everybody's expectations, not even including mine. So the thing of this season was a failure, not at all. It would have been if they were like, the opposite, like they were like 11th in the conference, we're going where. But this is by far one of the best seasons, in the last decade. And I think they're on the way up. So if the season a failure, no way.
Okay. So let me ask more questions about the New York Knicks. How many players are away from being really 1, 2, or 3 seed?
Probably only one.
And what player?
Only one.
What player do you think that could be?
I think it was Donovan Mitchell.
They
They should have traded for Donovan Mitchell.
should have traded for Donovan Mitchell.
I agree.
They wouldn't have had to
So
give up
now-
Brunson.
They
They
wouldn't have to give up
Jalen.
They wouldn't have to give up
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
They had to give up their depth, but they don't even play the depth.
But they don't even play the depth.
And the thing about it is, you give up the depth at the beginning of the season, you can build off of that. You can look and find other pieces that you need to build around it. And with Tibbs, he's all about defense. So the thing about it is, if you play defense, you're on board with him. But I'm gonna say this though.
Sorry.
If James Harden is going to leave and go to Houston, that gives Philadelphia money. I'm going to talk to Damian Lillard. Brother, do you want to win? Do you want to come and win? Or do you want to stay in Portland? Because I think that's the missing piece for the 76ers, to be perfectly honest with you. He can create his own shot. He don't need nobody to set him up for the shot or nothing like that. He can do what needs to be done. Now, is he a little long in the tooth? Yeah, he is. But think about this: when you get another superstar like him to play with Maxey and Embiid, then that's anybody can go for 30 any given night. So now who do you double team? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna put Tobias into that category because I think Tobias will probably be part of the package that you send to Portland. Okay, so now you have to find somebody else, and they got the dude on the bench that can come and start in front of in front of Tobias with less money. So that means you can still go out there and get somebody else to package up or bring the Philly free agent wise. If I'm Damian, I'm looking to leave. Okay, and to me, I don't think the Celtics season was a failure. I was disappointed. I'm disappointed in them because they still don't have that killer. And to me, they don't have that killer instinct. And I've always said before, I said to Mo and I said to Dana, I said, Boston will never understand. Boston needs to feel failure in the worst way to want to come back the next season and be dominant as they possibly can be. I think if Gallinari doesn't get hurt, we're not having the same conversation. Okay, I'm thinking that they could beat Miami because now you got 3 dudes come off the bench that are shooters. You can start Al, and you can start Time Lord together. All right, and you bringing in White, Brogdon, and Gallinari, guys that can shoot the ball, shoot the lights out the basketball. And you got guys. Gallinari defense ain't that great, but you got White who plays defense, who made all defensive team. So I think that right there will be the key. Like, I know you said to me earlier that Jaylen Brown's talking about he thinking about wanting to go to Houston, right? Because they have the money for him. But
I still got Ani.
And the thing about it, and they got the coach that he loved. Okay. But do you want to go down there with James Harden? Because James is probably going to end up leaving. And if I'm Embiid, I'll be honest with you. If I'm Embiid and he leaves, I'm like, get me out of here. If you can't bring me Damian Lillard to this team right now, I want out because now I got to be the force that everybody got to deal with. I'm going to really get double teamed now because you don't have James Harden here. You know what I'm saying? So Embiid, if I know, and I might have posted that Embiid going to ask for a trade. If James Harden leaves there, plus, and I think that the situation with Doc Rivers, they didn't even talk to Embiid. So how's your franchise player, your MVP player, the best player you got on your team, and you don't discuss about getting rid of Doc Rivers? You don't go to me and say, well, what do you think about Doc Rivers staying or going? You know what I'm saying? You don't even, you know what I'm saying? You don't even discuss that with me. So how does that make you feel as a player to this team? Because with the GM and James Harden coming there, and who name pops up as the next head coach? D'Antonio. But Harden said he wants to try free agency. But I guarantee if D'Antonio goes to the Sixers, he's going back. But then how do you fix that team? Because that team's older. There's another year older. And how does it make them better? Does it make them better with the coach? Is coaching that much more? Can D'Antonio coach better than Doc Rivers with that team right there to get them over the hump, to get to the next round in the playoffs? Is the question that need to be asked. You know what I'm saying? But if you're my main player and I fire the coach and don't tell you, how you gonna feel, Dana? Do you feel disrespected?
But not if you're trying to help me. You got to go through some red tape out of the companion. You do this again, keep shut always go. Go ahead. Take red tape.
So you will be okay with them making that move without saying anything to you? Mo, what's your thoughts?
If you tell me that you're gonna build around me, and you tell me I'm your franchise player, that means it's a partnership. We talk about this, and I tell you exactly what I want from you. You tell me exactly what you want from me. If I tell you I don't want to be involved, I get it. If I tell you I want to be involved, and you fire a coach that I have a problem that I love, there's a problem.
And I totally agree with you. I totally agree on that. I totally agree. But again, I don't look at Boston as a failure for the simple fact that they have a rookie coach that should not be the coach this year with this type of team. I expect them to move some pieces around. Go ahead, Mo.
Only reason I feel like it's is because they signed him before the season was over. They should have waited until the playoffs. Nobody's going to come looking for Joe Mazzulla. I don't understand why they re-signed. I know. I mean, I heard Stephen A. too, and Stephen A. said he made a good point. He said that they signed him in the middle of the year to prove that they made the right decision. It's not proven to be the right
It's not
decision
proven to
right
be
now.
the right decision right now.
And I'm gonna say this: regardless if they signed him or not, it was not. I don't think it was the right decision. It was the best decision to make. I don't think it was the right decision.
Why was it the best though?
Why
Why?
was it the best though? Why?
Well, because for the simple fact that in the back of his mind, he's like, "Yo, I don't have a new contract, but I'm still coaching here." It is what you know. What I'm saying you coaching with a loaded hand because damn if you do, damn if you don't type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
You at least
Because
gotta win.
Yeah, but you at least got to win.
And he's gone far enough to get a
He's gone
contract.
far enough to get a contract.
Exactly, but you think about when the All-Stars came through, they got a little sluggish. They got a little sluggish. And my whole thing, and I said this from day one, was I like the offense, but where the hell is the defense?
Exactly.
When are we gonna start playing some defense?
Exactly.
That's my whole thing was where is the defense? But then again, like I said before, if you have Gallinari playing now, you ain't gonna worry about your offense because you got 3 dudes come off the bench that can give you together 30 points. So now Jalen and Jason and Marcus can concentrate on playing better defense, not worried about the offense. Because if you look at it, that's where all the energy went to doing was on the offensive side of the basketball. They never found that third person. Grant Williams was not the third person. That maybe they kind of knew he wasn't gonna be the third person. That's if they didn't. If they did, they would never sign Gallinari. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole take there, and that's why I think that. Go ahead, Dana.
So what happened to Gallinari? What did he do?
He tore his ACL doing right before the season over there playing in Europe.
Is he from Europe too?
Yeah, he's from somewhere over there.
Italy.
Or Italy or something?
Yeah, he's from over there somewhere.
They're not tough.
Huh? What'd you say?
He said they're not tough.
He said they're not.
He's 30. He's 36 years old.
He's 36 years old.
Yo, Dana, he tore his AC. He tore his ACL. And we all
had one rebuilt.
Huh?
They told him to go to Germany.
That was for blood transfusion.
Oh my God! I just shocked out some of you guys about these European players.
Oh my goodness! And Kobe's from Europe himself. You know that, right? You know you know he's born. He was born in Germany or something like that. Yeah, he's born over there. So see, your best player is from Europe, from across the water. So stop it.
All right, kid. All right.
All right, guys, real quick. We got.
I got one for you guys.
Go ahead, Lou.
What you call the Buck season a failure because they're the top record of all the league, and everybody thought they were going to go straight to the finals without any glitches, and yet you get ousted in the first round by Miami. So what do you think about how the Buck season ended?
I don't think the Bucks season was a failure because I don't think Giannis played. In the playoffs, I don't think he played at 100%. I think he was still injured, and he had to go out there and play in order to not save face, but to help them be better. Again, that team, Milwaukee doesn't have anybody that got grit like Giannis. Giannis has that grit. Nobody else has that grit. Yeah. Jrue Holiday has a little bit, but he's a finesse basketball player. Middleton is only going to do so much because he's just afraid about his knee. You got the other dude that came from Orlando, the shooter, and then you had Crawford. I'm not Crawford. What's his name? Came from Phoenix. Played with the Celtics with the Crowder. You had Crowder, who didn't even get off the bench. He didn't even get off the bench in playoffs, and that's the whole purpose of him bringing him there.
I told everybody he was going to be a wash.
But I'm gonna say this though. Crowder's if Crowder hadn't not got done so dirty in Boston, I think he would have went back there, and he would have helped because he has that grit. You know what I'm saying? They have nobody with that grit. And again, if you think about it, all these dudes, and this is what's weird about is, and what makes me mad, right, is because everybody that came out as a free agent, I mean, they got bought out, they went somewhere else. The dude that played with the Lakers or played with Toronto, played with the Sixers, the towards ACL, that won a title. What's his name? Help me out here. Help me out. He played with the Spurs and he won one with the Spurs. He won one with the Toronto. Garden. Oh my goodness. Light skinned kid. I can't think of his name right now.
Danny Green?
Danny Green?
Danny Green. Yes. Boston. If you read Boston wanted everybody that was bought out. Boston wanted them. But the thing about it is, none of them wanted to go to Boston. You know what I'm saying? So that's the issue to me, is that you never want those guys. None of them guys want to come to Boston. You ain't none of them guys say, I'm coming to Boston. You always heard Burson say, I want this guy, I want that guy. And none of them came. None of the free agent, none of the players that got bought out went to Boston. But they could have helped. They could have helped come off the bench. Crowder could have helped. Danny Green could have helped. It is a bunch of dudes that could have helped, but they didn't go there. I wonder why. I'm just trying to figure out why they didn't go there. But
to Boston?
Yeah. But the thing about it is, though, is like that you they went to Milwaukee. I'll get back to what Lou said. Went to Milwaukee. And like Lou, like John said, he said Michael Jordan didn't win for what, 9 seasons? Do you call those failures for him? Why? So why is my season a failure? Because we didn't make it to the NBA Finals, and Jordan scored 63 points and still never made it to the finals. They didn't make it to the finals that year. You know what I'm saying? So again, go ahead.
I'm gonna end it off.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna end it off. It's a failure.
Why?
You're the number one seed. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing. Now you got the number 8 seed. Get ready to go to the final. Your season a failure compared to the Heat. You're a failure. They beat you too. The season is terrible. I mean, it's not like it wasn't half of your fault. You missed the season. Your team was the number one. Like, okay, you were home, you were comfortable. All you got to do is control it.
But
He's on the road beating the Celtics.
But Dana.
Never beat the Celtics.
But Dana, listen to this though, okay? Giannis got hurt in the playoffs against Miami. But now you got to remember that Boston went up to Milwaukee and smashed them, right? Smashed them with bench players. So Boston's confidence was flying high. They's like, well, we meet Milwaukee. We ain't got to worry about them because we know what we've done to them. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about Giannis got hurt during the playoffs. So that's a factor to me in why you think it's a failure, because injuries is a part of the game. But how do you make up for? But wait a minute, Dana. How do you make up for a guy that averages almost 30 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks? How do you make it up in the middle? Come on, Dana, stop it.
Hey, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. I know it's different.
Dana, that's a different. We talking about apples and oranges.
I'm just saying.
Apples and oranges.
You the number one seed. I'm like, you the number one seed. You didn't come to fail.
But Dana,
the ball out, and you didn't.
But Dana, he got hurt. Dana, if he's hurt in the series, okay, you can clearly see that he still was not 100%. Even when he was in the games that they lost, you can see he wasn't 100%. Giannis is that dude that's not going to say to you, I can't play. He's going to play through that. He has that grit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if, to be honest with you, I don't know if Tatum's going to be that dude that says, oh, I'm injured, I can't play. Or I'm injured, I want to play. You know what I'm saying? he don't have. To me, he doesn't have that same grit that Giannis have, and that's why I think that Giannis will never leave Milwaukee because I think players will come and play with him because they know he has that grit. No matter what happens to Miami, at the end of the day, they might get some free agent players down there at the end of the year because they know this team's gonna be in it at the end. But anyway, let's talk some
number one seed. You know.
Let's talk some football right now. Okay. So you guys got some homework. So we got the top four teams with the hardest schedule. You had the Eagles, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Cowboys. They're the top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the Giants, they're the top 5. So we've already talked about the Dolphins' schedule and what their record going to be. Out of those top 5 teams, it's easy. This is an easy answer. So you got the Eagles, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Cowboys, the Giants. That's the top 5. What team, Lou, do you think won't make the playoffs with that schedule?
I'm going to say the Dolphins.
Lou says the Dolphins. Mo, who you got?
All right, Cowboys ain't going to make it.
I couldn't hear the 5 teams. All I heard was
Eagles,
the Eagles,
Dolphins, the Patriots, the Cowboys, and the Giants. Who don't make the playoffs?
Oh, the Patriots.
Easily.
Dana, who you got?
I got the Eagles won't make it.
Whoa.
Oh, Dana, calling somebody else a hater.
They giving her some money.
Should have never gave. Oh, he just put Rick James out there. Talking about darkness. He ain't even dark.
So we got the last. So these are teams with the easiest schedule. The Falcons at 32, the Saints at 31, the Texans at 30, the Colts at 30, at 29, Tennessee Titans at 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5. Out of those 5 teams, who makes the playoffs? Dana, Tennessee, the Colts, Texans, Saints, or Falcons?
I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Lou, who you got?
I'm going to say the Colts as well.
Mo?
I didn't hear the 5 again.
Tennessee Titans, the Colts, Texans, and Saints, and the Falcons. Who makes the playoffs?
I'm going to go with the Saints.
Mo, I'm going to go right along with you. The Saints. I think the Colts might be close. Well, I'm going to say, excuse me. I'm going to go with the Saints, but I think the Titans still got something to reckon for, as far as I'm concerned. I think they have a chance to do something special with the Saints.
All that trouble we went through with those Saints fans, we're going to take the place.
So now the NFL is coming up. The look like that the Washington Commanders are being sold. And we're happy that we have an owner that's black, part of that ownership, which is Magic Johnson. He got his hands in everything. That's crazy. He got his hands in everything. So they're probably going to end up getting a new stadium. They're probably going to be real competitive going forward. I think this year they're going to have some struggles. But I'm happy for him to be part of that ownership. And he's a little arrogant too, so he'll fit right in. He'll fit right in with the arrogant people. Magic Johnson. He's arrogant.
Magic Johnson not arrogant.
Oh my Lord! Come on, man.
Stop it.
Mo, you want to help me out here?
Magic Johnson is like Rick
Magic
James,
Johnson is like Rick James.
especially when you got the best
Especially when you
photo
got
that
the
ever has
best
been
photo
taken
that ever has
has
been
Magic
taken
Johnson
has
leading it
Magic
in a
Johnson
mink
leading it
coat.
in a mink coat.
Dana, you don't remember that picture?
Dana, you don't remember that picture?
Arrogant.
Yeah, I remember that picture.
He's
I mean,
arrogant.
come on, man. That was Magic. He really was what, 18?
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a
Wait a
minute.
minute. Wait a minute, Kev.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Kev.
Overrated.
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 Man,
Nah, but he had one of the best hook shots
one of
ever.
the best hook shots
Beat
ever.
us. It
Beat
still
us.
it still makes me mad when I see
It still
that.
makes me mad when I see that.
Yeah, that pisses me off to no end. So we got like 10 minutes left. So
Wait a minute,
getting
Kev.
back
Wait a
to
minute. Wait a
I
minute,
got one
Kev.
more for you, Dana.
I got one more for you, Dana.
No fear, guys. The
No
Magic
fear,
Man is
guys. The
here.
Magic Man is here.
Not saying he didn't back it up,
Not saying he didn't back it up,
but he always said it.
but he always said it.
it's not.
so what we can do. So the homework is to come up with a schedule. I mean, with a win-loss for the Eagles, the Dolphins, the Patriots. We already got the Patriots. I think Dana gave that to me, but you can do it again, Dana.
So we got to take the advantage of.
No, we just got we just got our teams. I got the paper here, but just let me know what you think of the Eagles, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Cowboys. And the Giants.
Okay.
The 1, 2, 3, 4. See what their record is. But now after that, we got number 6, which is the Jets. You got the Jets, the Bills, the Commanders, the Rams, and the Raiders. Out of those teams, Lou, who doesn't make the playoffs? The Jets, the Bills, the Commanders, the Rams.
Right.
Okay. Dana?
Commanders.
Mo?
Commanders.
Commanders.
I hate to say this, but I think it's gonna be the Rams. I really do. This schedule is gonna be is merciful.
You don't believe that, bro.
Yes, I do. That schedule is tough, man. This schedule's tough.
Yeah.
This schedule's tough. Yeah, this schedule's tough. Okay, next we have the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Chargers, and the Broncos. Who doesn't make the playoffs between those 4 teams, Mo? Raiders, Cardinals, Chargers, and Broncos.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals too. Dana, who you got?
Repeat it again.
The Raiders, the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Broncos. Raiders, Cardinals, Chargers, Broncos. You said the Chargers?
Chargers.
Lou, who you got?
Chargers.
Okay. Seahawks, 49ers, Chiefs, and Bengals. Who doesn't make the playoffs? Seahawks, 49ers, Chargers. Seahawks, 49ers, Chiefs, and Bengals. Lou, who don't make the playoffs?
Seahawks.
Dana?
Bengals.
I'm gonna say the Bengals too. Mo?
They was
Say the
coming back and playing there.
Seahawks.
Okay. Next up, we have the Bears of Vikings. This is weird because they're all division teams right here. The Bears, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Ravens. Who doesn't make the playoffs?
Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Lou?
Bears. Bears.
Oh man. I gotta agree with y'all. I'll go with the Bears too, but I think the Vikings ain't too far behind. Next up, we got the Buccaneers, Jaguars, the Packers, and Steelers. Who doesn't make the playoffs? Mo?
Buccaneers.
Packers.
Dana said the Buccaneers. You said the Packers. Lou?
Steelers.
Ooh.
Hey.
No,
I'm gonna go with Mo. I'm gonna go with Mo with the Packers. Next up,
call this shit, you know.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you, man.
Next up, we got the Browns.
You're just saying.
We got the Browns, the Panthers, the Titans, and that's okay. We got the Browns, the Panthers, the Titans. No, I'm sorry. We already did the Titans. We got the Browns and the Panthers. Who doesn't make the playoffs? Mo?
Panthers.
Dana?
Panthers. They open. Just started.
Lou?
Browns.
I gotta say the Panthers. All right. So I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna put this on the page about people who make the playoffs, who don't make the playoffs. So, but again, let's start. We're gonna start with the Eagles, the Patriots, and the Cowboys next week with their schedule. What we think the schedule is gonna be, what the wins and losses is gonna be. And let's think about which coach is already on the hot seat for the NBA. I mean, for the NFL right now. Who's on the hot seat? I got one myself. I already know who's on the hot seat for mines. Pick an NFC team and an AFC team. So come up with that, guys. You got anything else? We got like 3 minutes left. Anybody got anything else, real quick?
Boxing. Loma lost. I'm gonna have my own boxing segment. That's what I need.
We need somebody to do boxing for real. That's
boxing, UFC,
even
wrestling.
Yeah.
Even wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know about the wrestling because I ain't too crazy about the wrestling part. But anyways, boxing and UFC, okay. Wrestling, I think that's more entertainment than anything else. Because how you gonna fall 20 feet down and still get up off the floor? Somebody threw a ladder at you, a table at you, a chair at you, and waterboard you. I don't understand how that happened.
Hey, they still athletes.
They still athletes.
It's the male soap opera, baby.
The male soap opera, baby.
They're male athletes, but Dana, just real quick, first quarter with 3 minutes left in the game. Are you watching the game, Dana?
Yeah.
Okay, 23-20 Lakers.
That's right.
Real quick, guys, we got 2 minutes left. I want to give if you get an opportunity, give me a Melo story for you. I'm gonna give you my Melo story. I always liked Carmelo Anthony. I thought he always got the short end of the stick, even when he was with the Knicks and even when he was with Denver. I think that he was never surrounded by like a great talent. If I'm Melo, if I can go back in time, I'm not signing a long-term contract with the Knicks. I'm going down to Miami with them guys and win a title. But he's always been a good player. He's always was excellent shooter. I love Melo's game, especially when he left especially when he left Syracuse and got away from that zone. And I don't know if Melo is a Hall of Famer or not. I still think Melo could have played another year or two. But I always liked him. Even in Denver, that guy, he had one of the best jump shots out there, man. I still think that he can still play, and I was really shocked to hear that he put in the retirement papers today. So I wish him the best of luck on whatever he does. Mo, give me a mellow moment that you have or don't have.
After they won the national championship in college, and he said, "I think myself."
I think myself.
That's been Melo
That's been
all his career.
all his career.
That's Melo.
Lou,
That's Melo.
Lou, you're a Knicks fan. Tell me, give me a Melo story. Give me a Melo story.
Yeah, Melo, I think Melo did get destroyed respect. He had good moments, but he just wasn't enough. But, you can't remember that. I remember his first game coming back, and the crowd was cheering his name or anything. Got a hometown boy back in the crowd, back in the MSG it belonged, and that might have the whole arena. It was other than that, Melo's first game for the Knicks.
Okay. Dana, he was out in L.A. Talk to me. What was the best? Give me a Melo story, man.
Oh man, they waited too late to bring him to LA. Oh, the best thing he did was marry Lala for LA.
I like Cheerios.
Yeah.
Honey nut, baby.
Honey nut, baby.
Honey nut Cheerios. Okay. Come on, Dana. You gonna tell me you don't got no Melo story of him balling out with the Lakers at all?
No, I don't. I didn't follow Melo like that.
Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Mo, you think he's in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, no question.
Lou, you think he's in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Okay. I think he gets in, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post something on the room. I'm not gonna tell nobody who it is. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm just gonna post his stats. I might throw in some high school stuff just to see what people think. See if people say that he should be a Hall of Famer or not. Just see what their thoughts are, man. Hey guys, appreciate you guys being on the show with me. Next Monday's a holiday, man. Give you guys a break. Enjoy your family. But it'll be Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy your family. Now, if you guys want to come on like a Friday or something like that, I can set it up. If you guys want to come on that Tuesday, whatever the case may, let me know. I can set that up as well. But if not, man, we're gonna take a break next week, and then in June, the 11th through the 16th, I'm gonna be on vacation, so we're gonna do a break there as well. 4th of July weekend. That 4th of July is on a Tuesday, I think. So we could probably do a show prior to that. So if nobody knows, Dana and Mo is going to do the pick'ems. I'm looking forward to this. That's going to be a segment. I'm going to sit back and just listen. I ain't going to say a word.
I'm winning.
I ain't going to say a word. I'm just going to take notes. That's all I'm going to do is take notes.
They call me DJ Khaled for a reason. All I do is win no matter what.
Whatever happened to the girl that liked the Buffalo Bills?
You ran her off, Dana.
Do you still? I can run her off.
You didn't run her off. Garcia ran her off, man. He said something to her that she didn't care about, so you ran her off. So, but she cool. She's still on Facebook.
I don't want to be that dude.
Yeah, so we can't get.
I'm trying to get the ladies more involved.
We can't get nobody on the show. Consistently do it. I mean, I've asked and people. I said to people, if you really want to do a show, one thing I do is come on my show. If you come on my show at least a month and a half, then I see that you have interest, and then I'll go ahead and let's see if we can get you a co-host. Get you on as a co-host for the show. If you stay on long, but we never see what we do from that point on. But it is what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys listening to us, watching us. If you download us on Try 99, Smart TV, this is where we at. We ain't going nowhere. We staying here forever, unless somebody comes to swoop us up and puts us on. I'm talking about In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Station 2 and 3. That's where we're trying to go with this thing. Boss Celtics, I want to wish my Boss Celtics the best of luck tomorrow. Hey, look, we Boston Celtics make history, and we get history made against us because that's what we do. Because we're always in it to win it. Any indication of what happened on last night? If it's hard to come down, cause you down 3-0, man. You only good thing I can say is they win one game in Miami, go back home. They ain't got far to go because they're at home. The ship's right there in the port. They get in a good night's sleep. They get on the ship and ride out in the sunset because I don't think Miami's not going to let them win this thing. They may not win it they may not. And see, that's the thing. If they win a night and losing in Boston, that's going to be even bit more bitter because you got the fans going to boo you again. But that goes to show you that the fans are passionate about the team they love. And they know that when you're not giving them 110%, they're going to boo you. That's what I'm saying. And I'm telling you right now, I ain't watched the game. I didn't watch the game that night. I watched like 5 minutes of the game. I turned and watched American Idol because my man did his thing on American Idol, the Hawaiian guy. But anyway, that's enough for it. That's the story for a different day. Let's get on out of here, guys.
Two, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K-Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, with a large heart. Hader Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Yuri E. Baskin. Be more Baltimore, Maryland. We throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time games. Be ready. You have been listening to Sports Talk Radio production. You can hear us again on Star107FM.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Tri-99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports